interest.
I'm dead on my feet. But I've much to do yet.
Gather round! Treat you...
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every other night, isn't it? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, that's for sure. And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a... master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you?
Lots to do, and something smells divine.
This looks as good.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master...
By your leave, Arisen.
And should my story entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling...
I've heard some interesting tidings about town. Regarding the Vermundian military, yes. 'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command.
On shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling...
Really now, you mustn't shirk your duty, lest you forget 'tis the Arisen we serve here. I'm well aware of that, thank you.
'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among you can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
To each their own, as they said.
Gather round, gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain, should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among you can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
New days, a chance to turn a profit.
I think I've earned a rest.
I don't mind crowds. The noise grates on me.
Well met, sir. You think they've learned to creep up on me? The rules at your neck.
Oh dear. What am I to do?
Time to be heading home.
Mayhap I ought to ask around town.
I don't know what to do.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table.
I don't know what to do.
I'm dead on my feet. Maybe I'll keep right here.
I don't know what to do. Stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Arms, arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
I'm going to go exploring.
Life can be tiring even if you've no troubles.
It's been a hard day.
Sets my thoughts down dark
Dirt,
past this
sweat
place.
and toil. Each day's more of the same.
Stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Drag my ass out of
This place offers a view of the sea.
I wonder what lies at its bottom.
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city, I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer.
Got a hankering for anything in particular?
Some other time, maybe.
Show your appreciation in coin, if you please.
Oh, well met, sir.
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard, anyhow. Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being the Arisen over in the tavern about 6 months ago. Just be sure you play your part well, whatever the truth. The Arisen takes the crowd here in Vermund, after all. A fellow Drake or two, and I reckon you'll earn the people's faith. Good luck to you.
Got any tales to liven up my day?
Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Slow and steady. Life's been pretty kind to me.
Making a coin here.
This is no place to compose my
Can't
thoughts.
remember the last time I had a
Wish I'd been born a nobleman's son.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along. We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
It's been a hard day.
Oh, this won't do. I'm in no fit state to perform.
more soil on me than an unwashed potato. I ought to stock up on the basics. Flour,
and nary a
salt,
coin to show for
fats.
it.
Another day.
Only
I end up
fools walk
feeling
into
weary
peril
even after a
unprepared.
day of
I'm off.
rest. Suppose
All
I'd
that
best be
fuss,
heading home.
and nary a coin to show for it.
I wonder what Mr. Morrow has in store. It's been a hard day.
Not my kind of place, this. I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
My legs are fair numb from walking about town.
This is it.
Sets my thoughts down
This
dark
is
paths,
my
this place.
moment. I mustn't falter.
Them nobles do nothing but guzzle sweetmeats and ale.
I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
Time to go home and write down the date.
Must have taken a wrong turn somewhere.
Perhaps a stroll through town. See what I can
Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
I ought to stock up on the basics. Flour, salt, fats.
Not many rumors to be had around here.
Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
Not my kind of place, this.
I'm aching for a fight.
Life's been pretty kind to me.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
Must have taken a wrong turn.
Any loose coin about? Enough to make me rich.
I've needed a new skin. If I sleep on my woes,
Amenities here.
Got to think about what's in season.
What was I supposed to do? I've clean forgotten. This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Life's been pretty kind to me, come to think of it. Suppose I'd best be heading home.
The hour's grown late. Hilda's going to have my hide.
My claws could use a trim.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I see.
Suppose I best earn my keep.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
Very well. I shall await further orders. I shall take this opportunity to observe our surroundings. Then I shall remain by your side.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Got to face it. Hope this job always happens.
This place gives me
Arms,
an ill
arms
feeling.
for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
Where's my dagger?
They had high ought to be getting.
Got a crack at his skull. Makes you one of the top dogs.
Hi, sir. What I can do for you? What? You mean to say my Albert's a noble and has only been pretending to be a beggar? That can't be true. Earning a living in the slums isn't easy, but Albert and I, we promised each other we'd try our hardest to make ends meet. We've been working toward that all this time. And you're saying 'tis all a lie? I don't want to believe such madness, but nor can I deny that these garments are my husband's. Pray, tell me where you found them. I must see this for myself.
Let's have a look. Place this.
The things I could do with an ox cart full
Stomach
of...
complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Best we get him home.
Dead on my feet.
How did I end up here anyhow?
It's been a hard day.
Arms, arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Always a fresh breeze.
No one's coming to my rescue, as I well know.
Nice place.
I'm in no hurry.
Go on, have a look.
Peruse at your leisure.
What should I get up to today?
I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
I've the spirit of a woman half my age.
I can't wait to see what the day holds.
Got to sell off what I can while I'm in town.
What should I get up to today?
Peruse at your leisure.
I might nod off if I'm not careful.
Got to make room for my next shipment.
Interested in my wares?
Wish I could go on an adventure.
Time to be heading home.
Peruse at your leisure.
Days like this make me glad to be alive.
Something
Interested
good
in
will
my
come of
wares?
today. I just know it.
It's been a hard day.
Quite the predicament.
I've the spirit of a woman half my age.
Well met, sir.
At least my back's not acting
Got to
up
sell off what
today.
I can while I'm in town.
Interested in my wares?
Time to head to market, methinks.
I can't wait to see what the day holds.
This place is awful dull.
I'm sure I blame you.
I feel a bit out of place here.
Beg pardon, sir, but have you any information about what happened here? A couple were found dead, you see. Poor Albert was stabbed from behind, and Celina, by all appearances, ended her own life after killing him. I can't fathom it. I knew the both of them, and I cannot imagine Celina doing such a thing, let alone to her dear husband. One witness claims Celina was turned away from a noble's estate shortly before the incident. But how could that possibly have led to aught so gruesome as this?